Hey guys, it's Jeff, and today Apple has in fact released iOS 13.2 Developer Beta 1 to all developers, and just in case you deleted that developer beta profile before because you wanted to go to an official update for your iPhone, iPad, or anything like that, definitely check out the links down below. They will have new developer beta profiles for you guys to install so that you can access iOS 13.2 developer betas. Likely a public beta will be released for beta 1 of the developer version, or we'll see that in beta 2 and we'll get a public beta 1 there. Now let's move on to iOS 13.2 and change the focus onto what we should be seeing in this update. Of course, we'll be seeing that Diffusion technology for the camera because Apple has in fact kind of leaked that will be available in the iOS 13.2 betas. But of course, we're going to be looking for other new features as well because this is a major update being iOS 13.2. We'll check out for any other new features as well, and especially UI changes because there are a lot that people have been requesting since iOS 13 has been released. And of course, we'll wrap it up with speed and performance numbers, taking a look at speed and performance on these new A13 Bionic chips. And of course, we'll be checking out for battery life as well, because that has been a major topic in the iOS 13 releases, because battery life has not been great for some of you guys, especially for ones that maybe have older devices like the iPhone XS Max and iPhone XR as well. So we'll definitely be checking out for that. So let's go ahead, get iOS 13.2 installed onto our devices here, check out for all of what we just talked about, and then we'll kind of give a recommendation on if you should be installing iOS 13.2 Developer Beta 1 onto your personal device. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get started with today's video and check out what's new in iOS 13.2. Okay guys, so we have iOS 13 Developer Beta 2 loaded up on our iPhone 11 Pro Max here, and we'll be using this device for the demo. Let's very quickly go into the About screen in the Settings app to check out what's new as far as the changes in this menu. Now you'll take a look at our software version. We have iOS 13.2, and our new build number for Developer Beta 1 is 17B5059G. If we go a little farther down in this menu here, you'll see a modem firmware, and that has definitely changed to 1.02.04. Previously, we had 1.01.17. So a major modem firmware update here specifically for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now, as far as the total size for this update, it came in at around 3.72 gigabytes for my iPhone 11 Pro Max, and that was actually quite a big update, and the update took quite a while to get installed onto our device here. So definitely a major update here with iOS 13.2. Now, if we go back into general and then go into AirPlay and handoff, we'll check out our newest feature here, and that is automatically AirPlay to TVs is now back. So you can select these options from this menu here. So just a very quick new feature there. And yeah, we'll go ahead and continue on to some others. Now, specifically for the iPad, the home screen settings gets its own menu now in the Settings app. So if you want to adjust anything regarding the home screen layout or anything like that, that will now be done in its own separate menu specific to the iPad. So definitely check that out. Now, another feature that we have seen come to the betas is Diffusion. If you go to the camera app, take some pictures, you will notice a noticeably better photo when you go to edit your photo. So basically what Diffusion does is it goes and takes high and low exposure photos, puts it together, and makes a more kind of like clear photo of what you want. So that will also help with like darker settings and everything like that. But there is actually no specific toggle for that yet. We don't see anything here in the camera menu app in the Settings app, so we'll have to wait and see where that is coming. But as far as Diffusion, Apple did say that they are releasing it in the first developer beta version, so it is active in this beta version. So if you have like an iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, or iPhone 11 Pro Max, definitely go and check out your photos and compare them to what you were getting before on any other version of iOS 13. Now, another major change that is specific to iOS 13.2 and watchOS 6.1 Developer Beta 2 is now the new watch faces do all work on your Apple Watch if it's updated to the latest Developer Beta version. So this Meridian themed watch will work with my Apple Watch if I go ahead and get my Apple Watch Series 5 here. you can go ahead and see that the Meridian is in fact working on the Series 5 now. It wasn't working before in iOS or watchOS 6.1 and iOS 13.1.2, but now that is in fact working here on iOS 13.2. Now, the next thing is in the control center, we have a bigger toggle for the volume slider. So the icon has gotten a little bit bigger. And if we go ahead and connect our Beats Studio 3 wireless headphones, you can actually see that there is a major change here for that volume slider. So once the Beats Studio headphones connect, that will in fact change. So we'll go ahead, wait for it to connect here. And once it does, let's go ahead and manually do it here. Once it connects, you will see a new icon there for the Beats headphones. So if you have AirPods, those will show up. This icon will show up in place of the volume icon. So whatever kind of device you have, it will be showing on this volume slider. Now, if we go into the volume slider and haptic touch on that, you can see that there's no volume indication here in the middle anymore. You just get what device you're using there at the top. Now, if you have Beats Studio 3 headphones with noise cancellation technology, you will see that the noise cancellation has a new icon and a kind of animation to it as well. So the text at the bottom seems to be having some issues right now, and the button seems to not be working all too well, but there is definitely a new icon there, and the noise focus has been changed to noise cancellation. So we'll just have to wait and see for beta 2 to get kind of the bugs fixed around that icon there and what's going on. But you can definitely see that there's a brand new animation specific to that noise cancellation technology at the bottom there of this volume slider. So that is really exciting to see that there's these very small changes going on in the control center. Now, another thing is if you go ahead and play some music and you go and kind of activate the volume slider here, you can see that there's a brand new animation. So that animation on the left-hand side, it kind of bubbles out and then slides away very quickly. So there's definitely a new animation here for the volume slider or the volume HUD, which looks really, really cool here. Now, if you go into the settings app and then go to control center and then customize controls, there's actually nothing new here, but we are seeing that some of the app icons are not currently working. I'm not sure if this is a bug or Apple is in fact changing these icons from what they were before, but so far they're not working even after a restart. So definitely keep your eyes peeled in the upcoming betas for maybe possibly new icons here, or maybe this is just a bug that needs to be fixed in beta 2. Another thing that you will see is when you open the Apple TV app, there's a new kind of app splash screen here. There's actually no new information. There's just this splash screen. So maybe there's some changes within the Apple TV app that were crucial enough to warrant this splash screen. But so far, I haven't really found anything in the Apple TV app yet. But this might be an indication that we might be seeing Apple TV coming really, really soon here. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Now, a feature that has come back to iOS 13 is announce messages with Siri. So that's very exciting. Go ahead, check that out if you have second generation AirPods or later. But this is a feature that a lot of you guys wanted to see come back to iOS 13, and I'm so glad that it did. So definitely go ahead and check out announce messages with Siri. Now, another change that has been made is found in the music app. So if you go and tap on the shuffle or repeat buttons, they now have different animations there and also different looks to them when they're activated. So definitely go ahead, check that out. I actually like this look. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like it or not. But I like kind of like this more robust theme from Apple, kind of showing you what's on and what's not. Before they were just kind of lit or colored very lightly, and you couldn't really tell. So this is a much more apparent way of showing you that shuffle's on or repeat is on in the music app. So guys, that was what is new in iOS 13.2. If you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, please leave those in the comment section down below pertaining to what we just talked about. But let's move on to speed and performance numbers, because we definitely want to take a look at how speed and performance has increased or decreased with this iOS 13.2 update. So if we take a look at our benchmarking system from iOS 13.1.1 and iOS 13.1.2, we're definitely seeing an increase in speed and performance performance here, more specifically on the GPU side of things for the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro Max lineups. Now, if we take a look at battery life, that's where things get a little bit more tricky. Battery life doesn't seem to actually be getting better in this iOS 13.2 update. We're actually seeing a slight decrease in our benchmark so far. So for that reason, I would have to say maybe hold off on this iOS 13.2 update. Maybe something's going on. Of course, this is the first developer beta, so it's not expected to be perfect, but battery life is a slight decline here by about like 1 to 2%. So if that would like personally bother you, you might not want to update to iOS 13.2. But good news is GPU performance is on the rise. Going throughout the UI as a whole seems really smooth and a very fast experience. I noticed 3D touch feels just slightly different, so 3D touch I hope gets better and better as we move on into later versions of iOS 13. And definitely check out all of the kind of speed and performance that you get when loading your own personal apps, because we have a lot of apps that have been updated to be compatible with iOS 13. You'll definitely be seeing a lot faster app loading, and specifically with Face ID and maybe that whole Face ID camera system, we're getting a lot faster Face ID recognition, and of course a lot smoother animations for Animoji and Memoji as well. So guys, overall this update does include a few new features and changes, and it does definitely include speed performance, increases for the GPU side of things, but the only downfall is maybe you should hold off just for that decrease in battery life, because I know a lot of you guys have already been experiencing poor battery life on official updates of iOS 13 versions like iOS 13.1 and iOS 13.1.1. So maybe hold off on this update and maybe wait for developer beta 2 or 3. So guys, thank you for watching this video on iOS 13.2 developer beta 1. Of course, as I said before, comments or questions, please comment those in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. So guys, again, thank you all for watching, and if you liked this video, definitely give it a like. Get subscribed if you want to see future content of iOS 13.2 betas, and of course, hit that bell button so you get updates when that content is released. So again, guys, thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in some upcoming videos. Until then, I hope you all are enjoying the iOS 13.2 betas. Peace.